Today, you may have heard Senator Hillary Rodham Clinton say this.
Saying false hopes. Dr. King standing on the steps of Lincoln Memorial looking out over the magnificent crowd, the reflecting pool of the Washington Monument. Sorry guys, false hope. The dream will die. It can't be done. False hope. We don't need leaders to tell us what we can't do. We need leaders to tell us what we can do and inspire us to do. Would you react to that?
I would, and I would point to the fact that Dr. King's dream began to be realized when President Lyndon Johnson passed the Civil Rights Act of 1964. When he was able to get through Congress, something that President Kennedy was hopeful to do, President before had not even tried, but it took a president to get it done. That dream became a reality. The power of that dream became real in people's lives because we had a president who said, we're going to do it, and actually got it accomplished.
In my opinion, Senator Clinton's statement was unfortunate, but I'm not here to say that she was racist, although I am here to question her judgment. But more important, I really think that in the discussions I've heard about this today, a lot of people forget exactly what America was going through at the time. I, even though I don't look like it, am only 1 year younger than Senator Barack Obama, who I support for president. We also have the same birthday. But the point is that I am not of the baby boom generation. I am more Gen Xer. I have what I call the luxury of sitting in an observatory of change in our culture. I was born just before, in 1962, the passage of the Civil Rights Amendment. Actually, there were two more before that. I was young enough at the time to realize there was this thing called the Vietnam War, but didn't quite know its significance until I got a little older. And then in my 70s realized that early 70s, when we were there, realized that where we were was bad. I remember, as if it happened yesterday, the speech that President Nixon gave announcing that he resigned. I remember George Bush the first. I remember President Ford tripping. I remember Ronald Reagan's great speech where he said, tear down that wall, to the Germans in Berlin. But the point that I'm making is that the one part of my life that I will most never forget is the time that Dr. King was alive. It was not a fun time for those who were black. The point that I'm making is that Senator Clinton's enormous mistake in what she said was in not just diminishing the power of what Dr. King did, but completely sweeping away what he had to go through. Sit-ins, jailings, just harassment from the police, a lot of unspeakable events and violations that today we would regard as reprehensible to happen to anyone, but at that time some people thought was okay to happen to African Americans, particularly someone trying to change our society, and that someone was Dr. Martin Luther King. Senator Clinton is right to a degree regarding the role of Lyndon Baines Johnson, our president at the time, but LBJ was at first vice president to John F. Kennedy. John F. Kennedy was assassinated, and so the mantle of president became LBJ's, and he felt that it was necessary to finish the work of the passage of the Civil Rights Amendment. But even then, LBJ didn't come to this notion right out of the womb. By contrast, the harsh realities of American society at the time pushed Dr. King to act, and he did. He marshaled a country and its people and prayed for them to change, begged for them to change, asked them to change, and then unfortunately was unable to see the change. So I think that Senator Clinton may have suffered a kind of amnesia regarding history. She certainly owes an apology to the King family, at least a clarification. I know later in the day she made up for it. But I also realize, as do many, that Senator Obama really does offer, in his words, inspiration to us all. In my opinion, Senator Obama is unique to himself. But the bottom line is that we have a candidate, in my opinion, Senator Obama, who's right for our time. But even beyond Senator Obama, there is the enormous breadth and depth of change in American culture. I am proud to say that I have never been happier to be an American citizen than today. And that is because of the work of a great many people, but foremost among them, Dr. Martin Luther King.
We face the difficulties of today and tomorrow. I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day, even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today I have a dream that one day down in Alabama, with its vicious racists, with its governor having his lips dripping with the words of interposition and nullification, one day right there in Alabama, little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and white girls as sisters and brothers. I have a dream today I have a dream that one day every valley shall be exalted, and every hill and mountain shall be made low. The rough places will be made plain, and the crooked places will be made straight, and the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together. This is our hope. This is a faith that I go back to the South with. With this faith, we will be able to hew out of the mountain of despair a stone of hope. With this faith, we will be able to transform the jangling discords of our nation into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood. With this faith, we will be able to work together, to pray together, to struggle together, to go to jail together, to stand up for freedom together, knowing that we will be free one day. This will be the day. This will be the day when all of God's children will be able to sing with new meaning, "My country, tears of thee. Sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride. From every mountainside, let freedom ring. And if America is to be a great nation, this must become true. And so let freedom ring from the prodigious hilltops of New Hampshire. Let freedom ring from the mighty mountains of New York. Let freedom ring from the heightening Alleghanies of Pennsylvania. Let freedom ring from the snow-capped Rockies of Colorado. Let freedom ring from the curvaceous slopes of California. But not only that, let freedom ring from Stone Mountain of Georgia. Let freedom ring from Lookout Mountain of Tennessee. Let freedom ring from every hill and molehill of Mississippi, from every mountainside. Let freedom ring, and when this happens, and when we allow freedom ring, when we let it ring from every village and every hamlet, from every state and every city, we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, thank God Almighty, we are free at last.